Hi guys. Okay, so this is my first story time on YouTube, on my channel. So I asked y'all if y'all wanted me to say my labor and delivery story or the time where I almost got possessed low-key. So apparently y'all wanted to hear the scary story, so I'm gonna start right now. Okay, so me and my boyfriend were still living with his parents at their house, and it got to the point where we were like, you know, I guess it's time for us to move on. It's time for us to be like, you know, we're gonna go, we have to live by ourselves now. So we were calling landlords left and right, you know, nobody had anything until we finally called this landlord, and they were like, yeah, we have a house on so and so road. And we were like, perfect, you know, give it to us. So he ended up giving us the address, and we went to go look at it. And it was a pretty old two-story house, but it was, you know, it was alright. And when we first got there, the first thing that caught our eye was a big tree right in front of the house. And then my boyfriend playing around, he was like, it looks like they hanged people here. And then I was like, you're stupid, you know, just, you know. And so yeah, we walked in, you know, we looked everywhere. It had a really bad smell, like the most nastiest smell you can picture. It was disgusting. And then we were like, you know, they probably just had dogs here or something. So because it was just me and him that time that we went. So later on that day, I told my mom, I was like, do you want to come see this house with us that we're gonna get, you know? And she was like, yeah. So we went to go pick her up, and she looked at the house with us, and she was like, all right, you know, it's all right, but you know, it's not the best thing ever. But we were like, yeah, we're gonna get it. It's a nice house. So we later on that day, the same day, we took his parents, my husband's parents, and when we got there, his stepmom was like, no. And we were like, what do you mean no? Like, this is our future house. And she was like, my cousin used to live here, and they haunted her so much in this house. And then me and him were like, man, you're just playing. Like, you just don't want us to leave your house, you know? Like, you're gonna miss us. But yeah, later on that day, it was like, what, 6 at night. I called the landlord. I was like, hey, me and my husband want to get this house. We talked about it, and he was like, all right, sounds great. Are you sure you want it? And we're like, yeah. I'm like, we're sure. He was like, okay, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. Why? He was like, because they murdered someone in that house. I was like, oh my god, like, why, you know? So I was like, okay, I'll talk to my husband about it, so I'll call you, I'll let you know, you know? And he was like, all right, just text me or call me, whatever. And yeah, later on that night, we were getting ready to go to sleep, and my baby at this how old was she? She was like 5 months. She was like 5 months. So every time she would make like a noise, like her bassinet would move or something, I would always wake up immediately. So, you know, that was one of the things. And she slept right beside me, so I would have obviously heard her. But yeah, that night, me and my husband woke up at 3 in the morning, the devil's hour. We woke up at 3 in the morning, and when we woke up, his parents were in the room, like almost crying, and the door was knocked down. And we were like, what just happened? And they said that my baby was yelling so hard that her throat sounded like it was gonna explode, like it was gonna bleed so bad, how bad she was yelling. And we were like, what, you know? And they said as soon as they woke up my husband, that she stopped crying. But it took them a while to wake me up. Like, they told me I was pale, I wouldn't move, they would shake me and I would not move at all. Like, I just wouldn't wake up, and I was like really pale and ugly looking. And when I woke up, I don't remember anything they were telling me. I just remember them like moving their mouth. But I just remember looking at his stepmom with so much hate. Like, I was like, what? And then when they left the room, that's when I like what the heck just happened? And then he explained everything to me. And later on that day, we called his stepmom's cousin, and we were like, so is this house really haunted, you know? And she was like, yeah, they had like a toy car or whatever, and it didn't have batteries, and it turned on by itself, and it like started moving. And that her little kids upstairs, it was like this little attic door, they said that they would see a little boy come out of there at night. And they said that like whenever they would leave on the top, because it was a 2-story house, at the top they would always see a lady like peeking through the window, like waiting for them to leave or something. And that's when I was like, dang, like that really hit me. Like, this lady was like literally got inside of me, and she was probably mad because I wanted her house, you know. Like, but the whole story, I looked up the history. Turns out she was a lady that worked with my dad, and she let a homeless guy in her house because she just felt bad for him, and she let him in and he killed her. That's why you don't let any stranger of your house, like, even if you feel so bad for them, like, don't let them in your house, you know, just don't. But yeah, I ended up putting holy water all over my room where we used to live, and it was like if something had came off of me, like a huge weight. And I even felt it, and I was like, yo, like, this is for real. It was really scary. But, you know, this is the video. I know it wasn't like, oh, you know, you got possessed. Like this video, subscribe to me, and let me know what pranks or challenges or any story time, because I have a lot of scary stories to tell. Just let me know what you want to know in the comment section, and I'll make sure to put it for you.